That I can handle, and whoever emailed my letter to Sam to the news is pure evil. And I am going to ruin them and relish doing it. Well, should you find that you need my help with Miguel, just call me at the hospital. I'm going there for a board meeting.
Are you sure you should go?
Yes, why shouldn't I?
Well, your past with Sam is still the talk of the town, and some of the board members might feel sympathetic towards Mr. Crane. It could be an unpleasant situation for you.
Don't worry about me, Pilar. I can handle anything that anyone dishes out. I'm a survivor, and that is something that Rebecca Hotchkiss will very soon find out. Oh, you know, how dare that brazen hussy think she can kick me out of my own home?
Well, how would she? You're still Mrs. Julian Crane.
Oh, that's right, you don't know. The last time Rebecca was here, she had the audacity to sucker Julian into proposing to her.
Oh, has that woman no shame?
She wants Julian, Pilar. Of course she doesn't. Anyway, under no circumstances is Rebecca to be allowed into this house while I'm gone.
Oh, I cannot believe that woman would dare show her face here again.
I'm going back to the Crane family archives to get that file on my father. Sheridan's the best chance yet for me to find out what really happened to him.
Wait. What if you go back and Julian catches you? There's no telling what he'll do. He could throw you in jail
Well,
for
that's a chance I'm willing to take.
Look, I know that you're anxious, but let's just stop and think about this. Okay, now you said that you had an out-of-body experience.
Right.
Well, maybe it was just a dream that you had when you were unconscious. You know, your mind's way of giving you something you want, but you can't have.
Sheridan, it wasn't a dream. I saw that file on my father sitting on the top shelf of that vault as clear as day.
All right, well, say that it is there. But how do you know that what's inside has any leads on your father's disappearance? The Cranes keep files on all of their employees.
Yeah, in a file drawer or on a computer. They're not locked away in a vault, so the only two people in the world who have access to it are Alistair or Julian. No. There's something in that folder that they don't want anyone to see. And that anyone is me. Look, Sheridan, that reference in your mother's diary about someone who worked for Crane Industries being a threat to your family, that could have been my father. And there's only one way for me to find out. I have to see what's in that folder.
Hurry up and untie me, Timmy, before Hecuba comes back.
Timmy can't. Too tight.
Well, get a knife, anything, just cut me loose.
Hecuba doesn't need knife. Whenever she needs something, she just uses her lightning bolts through her fingers.
Oh, pooh. Back in the old days when I had my powers, I could get out of a knot like this faster than Houdini. No ties could bind this witch.
It's not the old Dave Tabby. Right now, Tabby can do buckets.
Yes, alas. Now the only way out of this pickle is Kay and Miguel. And really, do you think two average kids could possibly get rid of a full-blown witch? Huh?
Kay and Miguel are digging for something in the mine shaft. Timmy wonders what it could be.
Well, what is it you want this time, Rebecca? Besides my husband.
I want my decorators to get to work. We'll fumigate later. If you'll excuse us.
Oh, how's this for a color scheme, Rebecca? You, black and blue all over.
This is not a good time for you or the decorators to be here.
How dare you give me orders, you overpaid charwoman? Now, when I marry Julian, you are going to be the first servant I fire.
Oh, don't you threaten Pilar. She is following my orders.
Oh, Ivy, we all know your orders don't mean diddly squat around here now. Julian is going to divorce you to marry me. So this will be my house, and I will redecorate it. So there.
If you don't leave here right now, I'm going to throw you out like the trash you are.
Just try it, Ivy. You know, your head would look lovely stuffed and mounted in the game room.
Look, I understand you wanting to go back to find the file on your father. I want to know the truth of his disappearance, too, for your sake, Pilar's, and for myself. And until we find out what really happened to him, it's going to be this big black question mark constantly hanging over our heads.
Right. So what are we waiting for? Let's go.
And how do you expect to get back in there? Ethan's security card doesn't work, and I don't know about you, but I'm fresh out of dynamite.
Julian knows someone got in there. He's probably sealed it off, got an army of guards stationed around it.
Yeah, Julian has been known to go overboard, especially when my father's on his case, which I'm sure he is.
Julian's also been known to screw up. Maybe he forgot to do something. Maybe there is a way back in.
How?
I don't know. But I gotta try.
Well, if you're going, then I'm coming too. Whether you like it or not, you're stuck with me.
Like it. I love it.
Hello?
Sheridan. Oh, thank God you're all right. Teresa and I were worried sick about you and Luis. So did you use my security card to get into the Crane archives?
Yes, and we found my mother's diaries. Unfortunately, a number of pages have been razored out. Luis thinks they have something to do with his father.
Why does he assume that?
Because my mother made an earlier cryptic reference to someone at Crane Industries being a threat to the family. And when she questioned Alistair about it, he refused to tell her who it was.
Sheridan, they could have been talking about anyone.
True, but Luis swears that he saw a file on his father in the vault. We're going to go back for it.
You won't be able to do that. Julian deactivated my security card.
How do you know?
Teresa and I ran into him at the hospital.
That must have been when Luis and I were locked in the vault.
What? That thing's airtight.
Yeah, live and learn. Anyway, Luis set off the sprinkler system, which automatically opened the doors. So we were able to get away without anybody finding us, but Julian knows someone was in there. And since I was so vocal about finding my mother's diaries, I'm sure he suspects Luis and me.
Look, just promise me you'll be more careful. Julian and Alistair will ostracize you if they find out what you and Luis have been up to. I don't want that to happen to you.
I know that there are risks involved. That's a chance I'm willing to take.
Are you sure?
Yes, Ethan. I'm sure. Look, I gotta go. I'll talk to you later, okay? Bye.
Good luck, Sheridan. 'Cause you're gonna need it.
Yes. Father's right. If Luis ever saw what was in here, he'd bring down the Crane Empire and send me up the river for good.
If you would like a new look, Rebecca, I'm more than happy to give you one.
Back off, Ivy, or I'll call my fiancé, Julian, and have him toss you out on your tushy.
Oh, yes, I'd like to